Hi, welcome back, and it's great to have James Standish back, our religious freedom commentator. How are you, James?
Doing well, Kent.
Now, James, I understand that just recently in the US, we've seen nominated to the role of Ambassador at Large for International Religious Freedom, one Rabbi David Saperstein. Now, I understand this gentleman is known to you, but what is the significance of this nomination?
Maybe he is known to me. He actually taught me religious freedom law when I was at Georgetown University, and subsequently we've worked on coalitions together in Washington. So I know him very well, and he is an absolutely remarkable person, remarkably talented, but also he has a unique way of dealing with people, where he can bring people from the left and the right. Washington, like many places, is really bitterly divided. He has the ability to build bridges and bring people together. Why is this important?
Well, I understand he's the first non-Christian to take up this post, is that right?
That's exactly right. This is the first.
That's significant.
That's significant. But more significant than that, in my personal opinion, is this. We now have an ambassador at large, at least nominated, who's up to doing the job. This is a very, very important job. This is the top U.S. official that deals with religious freedom around the world.
So in past people in this position, have they managed to accomplish anything of significance?
Absolutely. The first ambassador, Robert Seipel, did an absolutely outstanding job, also someone that I came to know quite well when I was in Washington. But President Obama's first nominee for this job and first ambassador at large, very nice person, a very accomplished individual, very little background relevant to the job, completely unprepared for the rigors. And as a result, we've had 6 years now, Ken, of this job completely underutilized and the position really floating. Meanwhile, we have religious wars and religious conflicts flaring up all over the place, whether it's North Africa, whether it's in the Middle East, like Syria, or Israel and Gaza, all these places. Pakistan. And really nobody with the portfolio, leading the portfolio, who has the depth of expertise and understanding to come in and say, this issue isn't just about economics or social issues. There is a religious component, and let's look at that component, and particularly let's see, is there any way that these groups of people can live in some way together? Iraq is a great example where there was a lot of work done before the Obama administration came in. I don't think anything, or very little, that was suggested was followed through on, and now we're in the mess we're in.
Well, I'd be tempted to ask, James, well, what does an American political appointment have to do with the rest of the world? But from what you're saying, I can see it is actually quite significant.
Like it or not like it, the U.S. is still the most powerful country diplomatically, militarily, economically, and so you just can't ignore it. You just can't, nobody can ignore it. But secondly, this post is specifically focused on countries outside the U.S. In fact, the only country that the ambassador doesn't have sort of jurisdiction over, ironically, is the United States itself, which, of course, there are domestic agencies that deal with international, religious freedom issues domestically. So incredibly important and exactly the right man for the job right now.
Great. Well, thanks for those insights, James. Really appreciate it.
It's a pleasure.
We'll be back in a second. We'll take a short break.